So many great players to come through this franchise. Certainly the one who looms largest of all is Jackie Robinson. We all know what a great athlete he was, what a great player he was, what an important historical figure he was and is. But you knew him as a guy. Now you got to the Dodgers 3 years, so you weren't there when he first broke in.
No.
But you knew him. What personality trait best defines him? Was he quiet? Was he silly? Was he moody? Was he funny? Was he introverted? What was he like?
He might have been a lot of those things like all of us. He certainly was dedicated. I mean, he was not just making the major leagues. As you know, he was breaking the color line. So it was a monumental task ahead of him. It was not an easy task, and yet he knew what he wanted to do. He knew where the goal was. As far as his spirit was concerned, he was as competitive as any player I've ever met. I've told this story before. It was winter time, the season was over, and I'm the kid, the rookie announcer. And the Dodgers want me to go to Grossinger's, basically a resort up in the Catskills in New York State. And I didn't realize it, but they also had Jackie and his wife Rachel. And we met. And I got out of my car and I was carrying ice skates. It was the dead of winter. And as a kid growing up in the East, you learn to ice skate. And so Jackie's eyes got really big and said, "Oh, you're going to skate?" I said, "Yeah, sure." He said, "I'll go with you." Oh, I said, "Okay." Now, Rachel was about 7 months pregnant. She said, "I'll go too." Well, we went to the rink. There was a lady who took Rachel to her area. Jackie and I went to the men's area, and we're putting on our skates. And Jackie said, "When we get out there, I'll race you." I said, "Wow, Jackie, I know you're football and baseball and basketball, great athlete. I didn't know you ice skated." And he said, "Well, I've never been on skates in my life." And I said, "Well, Jack, I'm not a great skater, but I've skated for years. There's no chance you can beat me." And he looked at me deadly serious, and he said, "Maybe not, but that's how I'll learn." And that was what drove him to be such a great competitor.
This topic resonates with me because last year, my son, my oldest son, in his 4th grade class here in Los Angeles, was assigned to do a project about Jackie Robinson. They were doing a famous Californian. He read some books, he made a big board. Now, clearly Jackie knew that what he was doing was a big deal. But did he think on the level, did he really understand that nearly 70 years from now, some white kid's going to go into a social studies class and do a history report on you? Did he understand the full magnitude of what he was doing and the impact it would have and the historical figure that he was becoming?
Well, I would assume, first of all, Jackie was very intelligent and very sensitive, so I'm sure he was aware of his role, what he was supposed to do, obviously what God wanted him to do. He went through, in some ways, kind of a crucifixion. He got a lot of abuse, verbal and otherwise. So he knew, and he was totally dedicated to establishing the fact. For instance, Jackie came up, Larry Doby suddenly came up, the Dodgers brought up Don Newcomb, Roy Campanella, Sandy Ambrose, and then blacks started to appear. And Jackie was the one. In my mind, Jackie was the only colored player, to use the word they don't use at all anymore. All the others just happened to be a different color. But Jackie was black. And I mean, Willie Mays came along, nobody thought Willie's black. All they thought of, wow, what a player.
Because Jackie was first, you're saying.
Exactly. So Jackie carried the banner, and he knew exactly his role and what it would be. If you're asking me, did he think 70 years later kids would be writing? I doubt it. And he would probably be somewhat shocked by the fact that many a young player, they're not even aware that he played.
You really feel that way? They retired his number?
Yeah. They might have said, "Oh yeah, I know the name," but they don't know any of the background at all, no.